Sorry, guys, man. We are back with another Cornbread movie review, man, and this close. I had something special for y'all for this specific episode too. I've been getting a lot of requests about this movie, man, and I wanted to do this right for y'all, man. Like I said, I was working on a couple things, completed it. Technology messed it all up, man. So don't worry, we're gonna watch the intro. I'm gonna get back to y'all, man, but I'm gonna work on that. We'll do it for another episode. So watch the intro. We'll be back at it. Hey, Cornbread review off the bat, bro.
You might not like my review then, man. Yeah, so all in all, man, I ended up coming at 2.5 out of 5. Two of them things. Yo. 5 out of 5 cornbreads for the cornbread review. What you think?
Yo, welcome back for another episode of Cornbread Movie Review. Like I said, I know I messed it up. Something happened, but things happen in life, right? We just gonna keep rolling with it, you know. I see the Cornbread Movie Review on here, you know. Colt, I don't know what the Colts are doing. Everybody's getting hurt, but that's for another review, man. So I know what y'all here for. Before we get into the movie we're gonna be talking about today, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, please. So, the subscriptions are going up there every day, man. So just make sure we keep growing those, you know. Make sure the whole community is paying attention and watching Cornbread Movie Review. Because I'm always going to do what y'all say, and y'all get a little extra, you know, with the forgotten segment. So I'm doing double duties for y'all, man. So make sure you like and subscribe, and I appreciate it. Today, I got a few requests for this movie, and it is Tomorrow War. That's right. Tomorrow War. I didn't forget about you guys, right? This movie, we're going to get into all the nitty gritty of what I think about it. But for you guys out there, I'm always going to let you know where you can watch this movie. So it's on Amazon Prime. It's an Amazon Prime exclusive. The movie's about 2 hours and 10 minutes, right? So we'll get into the cinematography on if that's good, bad, and how it went. And it's PG-13, all right? So it's PG-13 because of more violence. It's not really sexual things or really that many cuss words. So pretty squared away movie to watch. So if you're new to the channel, I do my Cornbread movie reviews in 5 different categories, all right? First category, you got acting. Second category, cinematography. Third category, storytelling. Fourth category, did I get what I bought? Meaning, come on, is it worth the money? And if it's a comedy, it better be funny, right? If it's a scary movie, it better be scary. And the fifth category, of course, is it a must-see? Do you need to spend your time watching this movie, or are you wasting your time watching, right? So we're going to get into it. First category is acting. Who is in this movie? We got Chris Pratt. Come on, man. He's played in a couple serious movies, more serious role acting like Jurassic Park. He was in Passenger. Passenger solid. I think it got bad reviews, but Passenger, it was a pretty solid movie for me. They let him, in certain scenes, be him. You know, he's really the jokester. He knows his lines. He acts them. He could kind of play his own, you know, in Guardians of the Galaxy, play his own scenes, but he is pretty, like, serious funny. So they let him get a couple of his jokes off. Very average emotional scenes. He has a couple scenes, obviously spoilers in a couple things that we discussed today, but a couple serious scenes with his daughter. He tackled them okay, but it's not like he's going to win an award or anything like that, you know? So though that did knock a couple of the points off. Also, there was a gap in story what they didn't highlight, and we'll get into maybe they need to, where he has a more serious role of abandoning a family, being distant, being angry, things like that. They didn't allow him to step into that pocket of this movie. So I would have loved to see that Chris Pratt and then give him more points for having a better range of his acting, all right? Who is also in this movie? Yvonne Strahovsky. If anybody out there seen Handmaid's Tale, y'all know how she is, man. She's a beast on this show. She's been on a couple other shows and movies, but she really stands out to me doing Handmaid's Tale. So I have her at a high regard that wins awards all the time. So in my eyes, that's the level that she needs to act, okay? I would say this. They have her playing a dual role, and I don't think she executed it, but it's not her fault. And we'll get into more what I mean by that. But unfortunately, I have to knock points off because, you know, here everybody gets treated the same, right? It don't matter who you are or, you know, your background, previous movies, whatever. I'm ranking you based off of what movie I'm watching in here. So I don't think it's fair to her. They put her in basically a dual role, and I don't think she executed it, but she did just okay in average. So overall in acting for this movie, gets a 3.5 out of 5 from me. Like I said, I've seen worse acting, but to this is middle of the pack for me. All right. Cinematography, next category. This movie budget was $200 million. Come on, man. That's a lot of money from Amazon pumping into this movie. So definitely the cinematography was going to be A1 and on point. So this movie takes place in two different timelines, in 2022 and then 2050, right? So more futuristic things. We'll get into the premise of the movie. But if you're shooting anything in 2050, you have to have futuristic guns, gadgets, let's say security, knowledge, all this stuff. So I think they hit it on the head on a couple things. They missed it, but for the most part, they got it right on what the future looks like. I think Miami was burned down and kind of, CGI that whole scene. So it was okay. Solid graphics without, I like how they transfer them to normal place and then straight into war, right? They have them dropping from the sky. Some people, which is more realistic, drop it from the sky randomly in spots. So some people land in the pool, but some people land on the concrete and broke their legs, right? So I really like that they kept true to things happening like that, right? So I like it. Tactics. You can tell they spend time, spending time on your tactics, making sure everything's good. And, I'm in law enforcement, so I love seeing that you just didn't give a random actor a gun and you're supposed to make me believe, right? So they do get points for that. Also, there were no jokes, but I love the monsters. The monsters were very detailed, especially the queen, how they zoomed in. The monsters were creative. The only other monster that kind of looks like them in this movie in Tomorrow War is A Quiet Place. So if you haven't seen A Quiet Place, I would highly recommend watching that. But that's the only one where I'm like, they kind of got the idea or the sketches from A Quiet Place. But other than that, these monsters are original and visually stunning movie. So Amazon did a good job of making the budget, and I'm guaranteed their editing team stepped up on this. So cinematography, overall, it gets a 4 out of 5 from me. All right. Next category, storytelling. So the point of this movie is that we have now today, what you guys are seeing me, but 30 years from now, Antonio knows what's going on, and he's coming back to today's time to warn me that, hey, there's a war coming. It's monsters. Y'all need to prepare to kill them, all right? Because we're losing this war in the future. So that's why it's called Tomorrow's War. That's the premise of the movie. I didn't spoil anything of the movie because that's in the dang trailer, all right? So that's what brought you to the movie. So make sure you watch that. One bone I got to pick. Come on, man. If we're going to be realistic, let's be realistic. You got the people from the future coming back and everybody's watching a soccer game. Come on, man. This is America, man. Stop it. If you want everybody, sporting event, and you want everybody to watch at the same time for you to make your entrance, well, it'd be soccer. And you would know that if you're from the future. Come on, future self. Let's get better at that, right? Another issue that I had from this movie is they said when let's say they take 10 individuals to the future, only 3 of them come back. 30% come back to the present, right? You only got 7 days to go in the future, then you automatically are zapped back to the present. Those people who are zapped back, they have trauma, they either missing limbs. It's like they've been to war, right? They're veterans at this point. But the lack of knowledge from this movie was an issue for me. Come on, man. If you're coming back to the present, I need to know what eye color these monsters have, what they smell like, what's their favorite color. If they left-handed, right-handed, I need to know everything. So if I'm finna go out there, I gotta defeat them, right? Don't just tell me their weakness is head and neck or whatever, torso and head or whatever they said. No, I need to know something else more than that. Y'all had 30 years to fight this. So that was an issue that I had. Storyline, I've seen other movies like it, but I would say it's not a knockoff, if that makes sense to you. So the closest movie that I could say really hit home on the looping and fighting the monsters in a war is The Edge of Tomorrow. Definitely go check out that movie. I'm just dropping gems all episode, man, on forgotten movies. But Edge of Tomorrow is a solid movie that you need to go watch. That kind of hits home, does a better job of storytelling. So that's kind of my standard on these type of movies for monsters. That's where I got them at. So storytelling, the movie being 2 hours and 10 minutes. To me, that's a benefit because it didn't feel rushed. It felt incomplete. They could have elaborated on more things, but it didn't feel rushed like, all right, they got to that scene, now they're going to another scene, now they're going to another scene. No, they didn't do any of that. It felt complete, but there's a couple pockets that they can elaborate more on, okay? Also, this is the part that I had an issue with in, what's her name? Yvonne Strahovsky's character. There's no way that the number one ranking military person is also the number one scientist that needs to cure this, right? Come on, man. That's not, y'all spending your time either being the best in one field or another field, and then now they just outsource it like, okay, we need the best here, the best there, the best there, and it's a team. Not just one person is going to be the main, let's say, captain or chief, and then they're also the top scientists in the lab by themselves with the queen, drawing up antibodies and viruses to stop this monster. So come on, man, stop that. Stop it. Lazy writing, or you spent all your budget on cinematography and then couldn't pay another actor, right? So we got to do better with that. So with all those things said, 3.5 out of 5 storytelling. You know, they did a good job on a couple things, but I have to rank you based off of the top storytellings that I've seen so far. This did not hit the mark for me, okay? 3.5 storytelling category for me. Next category, did I get what I bought? Amazon Prime, I think is what, $13 a month, which is about $120, or I think you pay $120 a year. The movie was included. It's not like Disney Plus where they add movies. You pay a subscription, but then you still got to pay extra money for a movie. None of that. Amazon, if you got Amazon Prime, you get Tomorrow Wars included. So that's always a positive. Chris Pratt's in it, so you know he's got a couple jokes. I love them. We have to stop this. I have a big issue with this. So writers, future entrepreneurs and making movies, and future editors and future creators out there, listen to me. Stop doing this. All right, y'all listening? There's no way you can shoot an alien 50 times and he's taking each bullet and ain't doing nothing to him. But yet, when the alien comes and attacks you, you punch it and he gets knocked out or it affects him. It's lazy. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Please. That pisses me off more than anything, bro. Come on, man. This alien just took a 2-2-3 to the head and still alive, but yet you got the Mike Tyson fist or something like that. Like, come on, man. We got to do better with that. Have to do better. It was very futuristic, aliens, things like that. So I went into the movie expecting those things, and I got them, but they just didn't execute on certain levels of it. So did I get what I bought? Another 3.5 out of 5, man. It's this movie. I'm not mad I watched it, which we'll get into it, but it just missed the mark on a couple things to push it over the edge of being that 4 in certain categories. All right. So 3.5, did I get what I bought? Last category, is it a must see? I know I'm beating them up pretty hard, but there's a sequel in the works. There's a sequel in the works. Amazon announced it. I don't know when. I don't have any updates on it because a lot of people watched it. A lot of people have been requesting for it. That's a good and bad thing, right? We didn't ask for 9's Fast and Furious, but it doesn't matter. It's based off of money, right? Can they generate more money in making a sequel? That's really what drives, and how many streams did it get? So that's what drives these movies, not really if they're good or not, right? So that's a positive. And if they do make a sequel, certain things that I touched on, they can elaborate more on, right? So they get a fresh start if they do make a Tomorrow War. Or I don't know the title. It might be Past War or something. I don't know what the title would be. You know, so And I would like to know out there, if y'all knew how y'all died, which this is part of the movie, would y'all change anything? Right? Like, so if you knew you died from diabetes, would you start eating healthy, exercise, and things like that? If you knew you died in a plane crash, are you driving and walking everywhere? You ain't even gonna mess with no plane. So please let me know in the comments, man. What would y'all do? Would y'all change anything if you knew when you died? If it's 50 years from now or tomorrow, would y'all change anything? Or would y'all just live it up? It just is what it is. You can't run from it. But is this a must see? I would say a 4 out of 5, just based off of those like bullet points that I just said. They are going to make a sequel, so of course you should watch it to even know what the sequel should be about. Chris Pratt's in it. A lot of people have streamed it, and it was requested, right, from me. So overall, I was trying to push it there. I was trying to push, but it just quite didn't make it. But if you notice, when I rank these movies, just because a lot of movies have the same ranking, Cornbread movie reviews, I still rank them on what movie I like better than the other one. So if it's a 2 and this one's a 2, I might like this movie a little bit better. I'll put it over it, okay? So that's just a little hint to you guys out there that look at the my overall Cornbread 2021 Cornbread movie review. So this movie gets a 3.5 out of 5 Cornbread movie review from me. Make sure that you check out the 2021. Come on, man. Like I said, we doing this every week. I'm hitting y'all with movies, man. So I appreciate the suggestions and requests on movies I should do. Like I said, I filmed this episode with a special guest, and it was cooking. It was a great episode, but technology failed me. But don't worry, I'm going to make it up to y'all. I promise that, all right? This is part of the episode where I talk about the Forgotten segment, right? So if you're new to my channel, the Forgotten segment is, hey, I've never heard of this movie. I forgot about that movie, or I've seen it and I need to double back and watch it, right? So I get the looks like this is a real movie, but yes. So don't be fooled by the name, because the name is important in the movie, but it's great. So the movie today came out in 2019. It's pretty fresh. The name is Peanut Butter Falcon. Yes, Peanut Butter Falcon. I know it sounds crazy, but it's relevant in the movie. And how can you forget a movie called Peanut Butter Falcon, right? So Shia LaBeouf's in this movie. I don't know if he won an award, but at least he was nominated for it. Dakota Johnson is in this movie. She's sneaky good too as well, man. She's been in some solid movies. This movie's about trust, friendships, and your past coming back in to haunt you, man. And I would also add, just because I named those 2 actors, they still technically weren't the star of the show. And so if you've seen it, you know who I'm talking about, man. So this movie is like a comedy adventure, so I think you guys are going to love it. Make sure you check out Peanut Butter Falcon, and also check out my other movie reviews. Like I said, every week I'm hitting y'all back to back, and some episodes too. I got about 4 or 5 TV shows that TV series that you should watch as well. So I'm here for y'all every week. I love y'all. I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.